Hello, people. How's it going? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this movie a 7. It's not a bad film. It's 1969, the Remagen. I'm sure I'm just saying that wrong. But overall, I'll get to that point in a little bit. But it is a good movie. I wouldn't call it a great film, but it's not a bad film. Okay. The film is a highly fictionalized version of the actual events during the last months of World War II. When the U.S. Armored Division approaching Remagen and captured the intact Ludendorff Bridge, while the real battle ran for 10 days and involved several artillery duels between the U.S. troops and German defenders. The film focuses more on the Pacific heroism and human cost in gaining the bridgehead across the Rhine before the Allies' final advance into Germany. Remagen Bridge was never rebuilt. The towers on each bank are converted into museum and art studios. I mean, it's not a bad film. Even that's basically based on this book. It's based on this book, and the author says the movie is about 90% accurate. There are a few things that of course, Hollywood had to interrupt. Tanks don't go that fast, and there were no women. Anyway, I mean, George Sigel. I'll do the actors. It is a good movie. I liked it. Oddly enough, I don't remember watching it, and yet the more I kept watching it, I realized I had seen this film before. It's weird because I don't ever remember seeing this movie, and yet I kept realizing I know what's coming, and that's right. It's a good film. It's not a perfect film. No film ever is. I mean, George Sigel as Lieutenant Phil Hartman is based on Lieutenant Carl Timmerman. Robert Vaughn, Major Paul Kruger is based on Major Hans Schiller. Ben Gazzara is Sergeant Angelo, composite of Sergeants Alexander Drevick and Joseph Delicio. Those are just the major characters. Those are the only names you need to worry about. Their performances are very good. Ben Gazzara is always going to be very good in any film he does. George Sigel. George Sigel. I was thinking of somebody else for some reason. George Sigel does a very good job as a war-weary, tired, frustrated, fed up with all kind of guy. You can tell that this movie really does picture how just by 1945 people were tired. You could tell he was tired. He's tired of all the death, all the killing. He's tired of this, that, and the other. He's tired of the war. Ben Gazzara seems to be enjoying it up to a point because let's just say he takes things off dead bodies, which is what he is. A lot of GIs did. It was kind of on both sides. Nobody. I know World War II movies are always criticized because they don't show all American soldiers were this. And they are usually showing all Americans that somehow they're these perfect little angels, and they weren't. War does things. Wars will make people do some pretty terrible things. But Ben Gazzara in this film is very good. George Sigel is very good. Robert Vaughn plays the German. It's doing pretty good. The acting is good. The acting is fine. It is, as I said, it is based on that book. It's the author. The film is 90% accurate. I mean, there are a few liberties here and there, but as a war movie goes, considering when it was filmed and where it was filmed in, if I remember correctly, it was, I believe, it was in Czechoslovakia and Romania, if I remember correctly. But I will check. That is what I do. But it's a good film. It's not very long, almost under 2 hours. Let's come on. It is a highly fictionalized account. It's pretty good. West German officials would not allow the film to be made in West Germany because of shipping traffic on the Rhine. The trend was increasing at the time to shoot Hollywood films in Eastern Europe to save money. The picture was filmed in Hungary and Castle Keep, Yugoslavia. Correspondingly, after 6 months of locating and scouting, the bridge at Remagen became the first American film to be shot in communist Czechoslovakia. I mean, it's a good film. It is. Filming started on June 6th, funny enough. 1968 was meant to be a completed by October, but shooting was difficult from the start. The production manager fell ill, and the first assistant director quit. Also clashes with work methods within the crew, of whom roughly were 60 were up from the West, 200 from Czechoslovakia. It was a period of political instability in Czechoslovakia due to the Prague Spring. The film crew was accused by the Soviet East German presses of smuggling weapons into the country and serving as a cover for the CIA. The Czechs, however, did not take the peace charges too seriously, and Czech members of the crew jokingly referred to the law force as Mr. CIA. After each German newspaper's Deutschland alleged that the production was a front for the preparations of all of U.S. armed forces occupation of the country, some Czechoslovakian police and military officials inspect the arsenal of arms and borrow studios and found everything in order. Yeah, they were making a film in the wrong time in the wrong place. But it is a good film. I mean, it's not a bridge too far. It's not Saving Private Ryan. It is better than most World War II films. It certainly is better than an Anzio film. I think it was Robert Bishop was in it. I know Robert Peter Falk was in it. This film was a lot better. It's a simply basic film. It really is just basically this is what happens to ordinary units. You know, conflicts, disagreements, people disliking each other. It's a war film. If you're expecting angels in a war film, don't watch it. And do watch this one because this one doesn't have angels in it. Ben Gazzara is not an angel in this film. He's good though. It comes into kind of like him, even though he is kind of foolish in a few times. But George Siegel's a good actor. He always has been, or he always was. It's not too long. It's well acted. Lots of good fight scenes. As I said, tanks do not go that fast. In fact, that's what one of the authors said about the movie. Tanks don't go that fast, and there weren't that many. None at all. I will read the inaccuracies. I found that interesting. Which I found interesting. I'm gonna try to do another movie at some point. I bought that film a while ago, and I finally got around to watching it. Let's see accuracy. Here we go. According to Hessler, the author, although Hollywood has its own ideas of the truth, probably 95% of it is accurate. It was doubly exciting to see good actors they got to portray. Heckler says the opening scene of the tanks going fast was not true. They said it was more exciting that way. Also, there were several scenes with women, which I never saw in 1945. There's a little bit of love interest there. Put a love story in a war film and you lose me. There's a little bit of love. That Heckler also says the names of the participants were changed. I imagine to avoid lawsuits. And he was very happy with the film, as it brought attention to one of the great examples of the initiative and training of the American soldiers. They took advantage of an opportunity and had not been planned at all. It's also a tribute to the leadership of Lieutenant Carl Timmerman, who was the first officer to cross the Rhine. That's the guy played by George Siegel. I knew that going on. Accuracy on the original book, which I've already shown you, except there. The film was based on a book by Hessler, a war historian who was serving in the U.S. Army in 1945. I was lucky enough to be up 10 miles from Remagen. I know I'm getting the bridge name wrong. I'm sorry. It's Remagen, I think. When electrifying news came down, the bridge had been captured. We had just liberated a wine cellar. First units came back and were set into reserve and had nothing to do but drink wine and talk about what they had done. The resulting interviews plus post-war interviews with German soldiers who were at the bridge formed the bulk of the research for Henry's book, which was published in 1957. The book ended up selling about 500,000 copies. Anything else anyway, I like the movie. Overall, it is a 7. It is a strong 7. I mean, it is an excellent 7. To me, 7 is a pretty high ranking. I would put Tora 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 on 8. I would put Anzio minus 10,899. Anzio is a terrible film, folks. I'm sorry, and I like People, but it's a terrible. Now, if you want really about the combat on the Ordinary Soldier, Hell is for Heroes with Steve McQueen, James Coburn, and Bess Parker, including Bob Newhart, by the way. It's a better film when it comes to analyzing the individual soldier. This film comes pretty close. I mean, I like Hell is for Heroes. It's an excellent film. I got to find it somewhere so I can do a review on it. But this film is a pretty basic telling. It's well done. It's better than most. It's a lot better than it deserves because it deserves to be seen as a good film. It is a good film. I mean, and it's funny. I kept watching this film. I have seen this movie. I know I have. I just cannot remember when I've seen it because I knew it was coming every single time. But it's an excellent film. Excellent film. Said that enough times, right? Excellent book based on the film. Or the film is based on the book. But anyway, I will try to do another video, an hour, maybe 30 minutes, an hour, a little more or less from edit. Anyway, excuse me. Nice cold here in Minnesota. No, it's raining again. It's been raining off and on all day. Anyway, good movie. Very worth watching. I wish there had been a commentary on it. That would have been nice. But I think all those people, well, I think all the major actors are dead. Unfortunately, E.T. Marshall's gone. Bizarre, I believe, is gone. George Steele is gone. Robert Vaughn is gone. I don't think anybody else in that film. Names people can recognize. Yeah, I mean, anyway, worth watching. An excellent film. Go watch it. And I'm going to do a different movie review on something a little less stressful next time. Probably not a war film. I'll think of something. I thought about doing The Darkest Hour. I love that film. That's a great movie. It's a great movie. But Gary Oldman deserved the Oscar for that film. And I'm glad he won it. But, like, share, comment, subscribe. Behave yourselves, people, because you know I'm not going to. See you later. See you later.